Hey, my little ghouls and goblins! Are you ready for a monstrously spooktacular storytime adventure? Get ready for over an hour of creepy, kooky, and totally kid-friendly tales, perfect for any night you're in the mood for a little scare.
The Not-So-Scary Book of Monsters.
Come on, let's read about some really cool monsters. You're gonna love it.
Some monsters might look scary, but this one cleans your room. He picks up all your toys and sweeps up with a broom. He folds up all your laundry and puts it all away. He makes your bed up for you, so you're ready for the day. If you want to find this monster, just look up to the sky. He hovers in the air because this monster loves to fly. High above the mountains is where he can be found. His feet are very soft because they rarely touch the ground. This monster is a giant. His cheeks are big and puffy. He likes hugs and snuggles. His fur is soft and fluffy. He keeps you warm and cozy and protects you while you sleep. This monster reads you stories. He's a friend you'll want to keep.
Hey, you want to be my friend? I can read you stories. It'll be so much fun. And I give the best hugs.
Some monsters could be scary, but this one just likes sweets. He spends his day in town just looking for a treat. He likes candy, pie, and ice cream, and cupcakes make him grin. You can recognize this monster by the sprinkles on his chin. This monster is a baby, so he can't do much at all. He tries to walk and run, but then all he does is crawl. His mama likes to rock him, then sits him on her lap. She feeds him his big bottle and then lays him down for nap. This monster seems real scary because he's only out at night. He wanders down the street, causing such a fright. But if you see him walking, there's no need to be alarmed. He's there to light the street lamps, not there to cause you harm. This monster looks quite scary, but I know a fun fact. His spines aren't there to hurt you. They're just for scratching backs. So if your back needs scratching and you itch beyond belief, just kindly ask this monster if he'll give you some relief. You might be scared at first if you hear a sudden crash. But it's just this friendly monster taking out the trash. He drags the garbage out with just a little pull. Then he rolls it to the street, so the can is never full. This monster isn't scary. He helps you tie your shoes. His fingers are real little, and his toes are that way too. He makes laces into loops that he wraps around the side. He pulls them through the middle, where they stay till they're untied. This monster loves the bath, so he smells fresh and clean. He scrubs his head and toes and all that's in between. He uses soap and rinses. He drains the bath and then he fills the tub with water so he can wash again. This monster goes to school. He makes sure he's on time. He always pays attention to feed and grow his mind. When teachers ask a question, he will raise his hand. He listens to the lessons so he can understand. This monster likes to color. He uses crayons and books. If you ask to see his pictures, he'll let you have a look. If you want to color with him, he'll say, it's okay. He'll hang them on the wall so you can see them every day. This monster is so tiny. He's sometimes hard to spot. I guess he could be scary, but really, he is not. He always gets forgotten because he is so small. I think he would be scary if he were 10 feet tall. This monster is so massive. His eyes are all you see. He takes up 2 whole pages, but still, you shouldn't flee. He's the kindest of the monsters that you will ever meet. And if you come across him, just watch out for his feet. This monster loves a party. He stays until it's done. He likes cake and presents and loves to bring the fun. If you invite this monster, you're sure to have a ball, and he'll sing happy birthday, the loudest of them all.
Happy, happy birthday, happy, happy birthday, happy, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
These monsters are twin monsters and mostly get along. Sometimes they like to argue and say the other twin is wrong. Their arguments last hours until they're all worn out, and then they can't remember what they were arguing about.
Blorg zorp flibbit. Chlarp snoo. Nip nip.
This monster just loves soccer and to kick it in the net. If you get to see him play, you surely won't forget. He dribbles and he passes and he puts on a great show. He always plays his hardest till the final whistle blows. This monster's scared of monsters and he's good at hide and seek. His feet are small and quiet, so it's easier to sneak. He hides under the bed and even closets too. But don't be scared of him because he's probably scared of you. This monster likes the beach and the sand between his toes. He relaxes all day long and he never wants to go. The waves splash all around him and get him very wet. He dries off in the sunshine until the sun has set. This monster's very dirty. He always makes a mess. His shirt gets gross and stinky as soon as he gets dressed.
Ugh, yuck.
He plays in mud and puddles. His clothes are always stained. The only time he's clean is when he's playing in the rain. Some monsters might look scary, and this one does indeed. But he keeps the garden healthy because all he eats is weeds. He chomps on all the thistles to help the flowers grow. He does it in the nighttime, so you would never know. This monster likes things spicy and foods to be real hot. You might think he's scary, but really, he is not. He likes peppers and hot salsa on everything he eats. Your milkshake's safe with him because all he craves is heat. This monster's not so scary. He searches all the racks and fills the grocery cart up with all the monster snacks. He grabs onions, peas, and carrots, and sweet potatoes too, then mixes them together for a giant monster stew. This monster's not a monster, although he acts like one. He wears his monster costume and plays monster just for fun. He stomps around the house. He even shakes the floor. And if you listen closely, you can hear his monster roar. This monster just loves farming. He takes care of the crops. He works all day and night, and he never wants to stop. He brings food to the table for us to have a feast. He's just a little monster. He's not a scary beast. This monster could be scary. He looks that way, it's true, because his eyes are different. One is yellow and one is blue. His two eyes may be scary, but trust me, he's not mean. And if they were together, he'd have one eye that is green. This monster likes to read, and he always has a book. If you yelled his name, he probably wouldn't look. He stares down at the pages forever, you will find. He's far too busy reading to pay you any mind. This monster is the cutest, and his coat is thick and warm. He doesn't mind that it is freezing. He loves the snowy storms. When the snow begins to melt, he hibernates until the winter weather's perfect for sledding down the hill. There's nothing to be scared of. This monster loves to sleep. He makes himself real cozy and doesn't make a peep. He sleeps good on his left side and also on his right. He wakes up once a day just to say,
Good night.
Monster trucks. On a spooky speedway, monster trucks moan, monster trucks grumble, monster trucks groan. Frankentruck is first to arrive. With a jump of his cables,
He's alive! He's alive!
Werewolf truck croons a gravelly tune. First a screech, then a growl, and a howl at the moon. Next up, zombie truck. Headlights glow green, dripping in diesel. He's cranky and mean. Then out of the shadows, ghost truck appears, rattling his axles and grinding his gears. Vampire truck is toothsome and cruel. He waits for his victims and drinks down their fuel. Up goes the flag, each rig takes his place, ready to rumble in the monster truck race. On a smoking speedway, monster trucks tow, monster trucks rev, monster trucks go! It's a monster mashup, clang, boom, bash, bang, every truck for himself by piston and fang. When out of the pit, with a putt and a toot, comes a little blue bus, looking perky and cute. On a smash-em-up speedway, monster trucks sneer, monster trucks snicker, monster trucks leer. The cackling monsters lick their chops for some lunch. She's a meal on wheels to this frightening bunch. I'm not scared, toots the little blue bus. Hope you monsters are hungry. You'll be eating my dust. Over rugged terrain with a heave and a hoe and a spin of her tires and a ready, set, go! The little blue bus chugs down the track. She buries those monsters and she doesn't look back. On a squealing speedway, monster trucks thrash. Monster trucks thunder. Monster trucks crash. Then up from the rubble, one truck burns a trail. He's mad and he's thirsty and hot on her tail. But the little blue bus has a trick up her hood. She slams on her brakes and locks him up good. Vampire truck takes a bounce off the wall. Spun out and sputtering, he rolls to a stall. Can you guess who's in front when the checkered flags fall? The little blue bus. She's got gumption and pluck. But how did she do it? Well, we'll just call it luck. The monster who ate my peas. Eat your peas, said my mom, or you won't get dessert. What? I said, before peas, I would rather eat dirt.
Ugh, yuck.
I know you don't want to, she said with a glare, but until they get eaten, you'll stay in your chair. I begged and I whined. I got down on my knees. Please, Mommy, don't make me eat all these peas. I stomped and I grumbled. I yelled and I pled. Why can't I eat corn or potatoes instead? Eat up those peas. Do it now, my mom said, or you'll get no ice cream and you'll go straight to bed. My mom left the kitchen. I poked at those peas. Their sickening smell made me weak in the knees. Quickly, I offered the peas to my pup, but Ralph barely sniffed them, then turned his nose up. I closed my eyes tightly and whispered a wish. Please let these peas disappear from my dish. And something quite strange and mysterious occurred. Almost as if somebody, somewhere, had heard. For right out of nowhere a monster appeared. His hair looked like spinach, and so did his beard. His big bloated body was broccoli green, and his breath, when he sneered, reeked of rotten sardines. Each eyeball resembled a big Brussels sprout. His long, bumpy squash nose was sticking straight out. Large liver-like lips peeled back to reveal sharp teeth like a shark's and a tongue like an eel. Long octopus tentacles writhed from his torso, quite gruesome already. Those arms made him more so. His ears were like mushrooms, his chin like a beet, and he balanced himself on two big, stinky feet. Just how he got in, I hadn't a clue. My heart skipped a beat as I asked, "Who are you?" He growled,
I'm the monster who helps kids like you. I eat up their eggplant. I eat turnips, too. I gobble down foods that make small stomachs quiver, like lima beans, collard greens, spinach, and liver. I came in reply to your pitiful plea, and I'm ready and willing to eat every pea. I'll eat up the big ones. I'll eat up the small. But then, you must give me your new soccer ball.
I thought of my soccer ball under my bed. I once bounced it 23 times on my head. But then, when I looked at the peas on my plate, my brain filled with dread and disgust and with hate.
What is your answer?
The monster demanded.
I don't have much time, so I'll be very candid. Millions of kids want their yucky foods eaten, from Bali to Raleigh, from Chile to Sweden.
Okay, I said finally, I'll give you my ball. Eat up my peas. Eat them up, one and all. He laughed a cold laugh as he picked up each pea and swallowed them down individually. All 64 peas, slimy, gruesome, and green. He ate every one and he licked the plate clean. And after he'd licked and he'd lapped and he'd slurped, he set down my plate and he boorishly burped. Then, just as my mother came back in the room, he vanished, no trace, with a noise that went boom. Mom looked at my plate and she shouted with glee, "You did it! You ate each and every pea!" She gave me a hug and my ice cream so yummy, with chocolate on top, so good in my tummy. Then I went upstairs and peeked under my bed. I started to sweat, my heart filled with dread, for there in the spot where my ball used to be, there was only one very small, squishy green pea. And now when I want to play soccer with Dad, I think of that ball, and I get very sad. If I've said it one time, then I've said it 10. I won't make a trade with a monster again. Not long after that, we had peas with our meal.
Oh no!
The monster appeared with the same kind of deal.
I'll eat up your peas just as quick as you like, but then, in return, you must give me your bike.
I thought of my bicycle, shiny and new. I'd spent my whole savings to buy it. That's true. But when I looked down at those gloppy green peas, I felt like you feel when you get a disease. Okay, I said sadly. I'll give you my bike. Just eat up these peas, get them out of my sight. The monster then opened his mouth very wide. He took all my peas and he dumped them inside. He chewed and he chomped and he swallowed them down. Then, boom, he was gone, off for some other town. My mom served me cake, but I just couldn't eat it. I walked to the door, feeling down and defeated. I twisted the knob and I shuffled outside to get on my bike and go out for a ride. I looked all around and I started to cry. My bike wasn't out there. I think you know why. And right in the space where my bike used to be, there was only one very small, mushy green pea. Now when my friends take their bikes for a ride, they never ask me, so I stay home inside. If I've said it one time, then I've said it 10. I won't make a trade with a monster again. A week after that, there were peas in the stew.
Uh-oh.
The monster showed up like he always would do. The words that he said made my whole body freeze.
Give me your puppy, and I'll eat your peas.
I looked down at Ralph. He gazed up at me. I looked at my plate at each ghastly green pea.
Come on,
Growled the monster.
I'm already late. Just give me your dog, and I'll finish your plate.
I looked at those peas and I just about gagged. I looked back at Ralph. His scruffy tail wagged. My pup put his cold little nose on my knee. I reached for my fork and I speared a small pea. I opened my mouth and I squinched up my eyes. The pea touched my tongue and I got a surprise. That pea didn't taste like I thought that it would. I had to admit it. That pea tasted good. I picked up another and chewed it and swallowed. Each pea tasted better than those it had followed. I ate every pea till there wasn't a trace, and Ralph thanked me kindly by licking my face. I turned to the monster, that grumpy old guy, to say, I don't need you, and tell him goodbye. But right in the spot where the monster had stood was only a pea. And it tasted quite good. And now there's not one single food I won't try. If others can eat it, well then, so can I. I'm happier now than I ever have been. And I never will trade with a monster again. Monster's New Undies.
Of all days I dread, not one can compare to the day that we shop for new underwear. I am just fine with no undies at all, or the undies I have, though they are a bit small. So what if they're old? So what if they're torn? Who cares that the elastic's completely outworn? Oh dear. These are my undies, a sweet work of art. Uh-oh, my undies, they just fell apart. Do you have a small towel? Or maybe a leaf? I thought that no undies would be a relief. Turns out it feels just a little bit cold, and a little exposed, and a lot to behold. Okay, we'll go shopping for new underwear, but which ones we get? I really don't care. Leave it to my mom, 'cause only she'd find a whole store devoted to just the behind. Put down those undies. Those aren't the ones. Those undies aren't worthy of dressing these buns. No polka dots, no shooting stars, no checkerboards, no racing cars, no ice cream cones, no tiny whales, no rainbow hearts, no sailboat sails. Those are too long. Those are too short. Those look like a diaper. Those look like a skirt. Those are too boxy. Those are too tight. Those are too clingy. Those glow at night. Come on already. Can't you just see? There are no new undies just perfect for me. Please leave me here in my undieless slump. I guess there is nothing just right for this rump. Hang on a second. What's that on the rack? Behind all the rest, hung way in the back.
They look
Just like mine, but will fit like a glove. The moment I saw them, my tush fell in love. Do you know what? These are the ones! It's like these new undies were made for my buns. I love my new undies with all of my heart. I'll wear them until they too fall apart. We'll take 7 pairs. No, make it 18. They're the most monstrous undies this bum's ever seen. And when brand new undies are made just for you, there's something important you really must do. The new undies pose. The new undies dance. The new undies walk. The new undies stance. And scene.
Street monsters. After bedtime stories have been read, and it's time for me to go to bed, after Mama tucks me snug and tight, and Papa switches off my light, come the monsters in the night. Outside my window, on my street, monsters prowl, and monsters creep. I hear them huff and hear them claw. I hear them growl and hear them gnaw. I hear them rattle their terrible bones and hear them moan their terrible groans. That's it. Enough. Grab Papa, cape, shield, and sword. Shh. Together, if we're clever enough, we'll see who's who and see what's what. Listen, look! Monsters growling. Are monsters plowing? Monsters snapping sharp white teeth. Are monsters bringing food to eat? Monsters blinking yellow eyeballs. Are monsters warning of open manholes? Monsters screeching. Are monsters cleaning? Monsters huffing fire and smoke. Are monsters full of working folk? See, don't worry, Papa. The helping monsters prowl our street. They keep our city safe and neat. They plow the road and keep us fed. Oh, but now I want to go to bed. Let's climb the stairs and tuck in tight. Thanks, street monsters, and good night. These are a few of the street monsters that make noise outside my window. What street monsters do you hear? Ambulance. An ambulance takes sick or injured people to the hospital. Ambulances are equipped with emergency medical equipment like stretchers, oxygen tanks, defibrillators, bandages, monitors, and ventilators. The siren warns cars and pedestrians to stay out of the way so it can move quickly through traffic. In the United States, the sound of an ambulance is a high-pitched but European ambulances have a more musical, high-low sound. Bus. Most city buses carry 40 to 80 passengers at one time and run day and night. New York City has the world's largest fleet, more than 4,000 buses that serve more than 6 million passengers. Buses help reduce pollution because lots of people can travel in one vehicle. In fact, many city buses are now electric powered. The bus's huffing sound comes from the air brake. Garbage truck. City garbage and recycling trucks pick up and remove trash from homes and businesses. The truck's grabber arm pulls up a bin, dumps the trash into a hopper, then smashes the trash so there's room for the next pickup. That's noisy work. Lots of different sounds come from a garbage truck, including grinding, screeching, clanking, crashing, and beeping. Food delivery truck. Food and beverage trucks deliver supplies to restaurants and grocery stores. These trucks often make deliveries at night because there's less traffic and it's easier to park. The whirring sound comes from the refrigeration used to cool the food inside the truck. The clacking sound comes from the driver's cart rattling against the metal ramp as he lowers his cart stacked with food. Salt spreader. Did you know that salt is good for melting snow and ice? That's why a salt spreader sprinkles salt onto a slippery road. Sometimes a salt spreader and snowplow work together. The plow goes first, clearing the snow, and the spreader follows right behind to melt the rest of the snow and ice. The whir you hear is the sound of the spreader as it flings salt onto the road. Snowplow. Each city owns a fleet of trucks that can be used in different ways. In summer, these trucks are used for road repair and hauling dirt or brush. In the winter, they can be hooked up with a special plow blade called a mold board to clear the snow off the street. The blade scrapes the snow to the side of the street to prevent cars from sliding into an accident. Some snowplows can also spread salt. The loud is the sound of the blade scraping against the street. Street sweeper. These trucks are outfitted with sprinklers and brushes that clean the streets. The sprinklers spray water in front so the brushes don't stir up a lot of dust. Then the brushes sweep debris into a hopper. When the hopper is full, it dumps the debris out like a dump truck. Street sweepers have a rhythmic growl. Grr, grr, grr. All of these street monsters are very important and super cool. There's a monster in your book. Oh no! There's a monster in your book. Let's try to get him out. Shake the book and turn the page. Nice try. That knocked him over, but he's still in your book. Tickle his feet and turn the page. That didn't work. He's just laughing, and he's still in your book. Try blowing him away. Blow really hard and turn the page. That's better. Now he's far away, but he's still in your book. Tilt the book to the left. Now he's over here, but he's still in your book. Tilt the book to the right. He's hanging on. What a naughty little monster. Give the book a good wiggle. Good. Now he's back over there. But there's still a monster in your book. Try spinning the book around and around. Look, he's dizzy. Quick, make a loud noise. It's working. He's running away. Make that noise again, but louder. He's gone. There isn't a monster in your book anymore. Now he's in your room. Quickly, call him back. Monster, come back. Look, here he is. He's coming back. Keep calling him. Monster, come here, little monster. Phew! He's back in your book. You don't want a monster loose in your room. This book is probably the best place to keep him. Monster, you can stay here in this book. Pet Monster's head and say, "Good night. Good night, Monster." Shh! Look, he's fast asleep. Gently close the book so he doesn't wake up. The monster who did my math. There once was a time I was frightened by numbers. They scared me at school, and they haunted my slumbers. My brain had some kind of allergic reaction to multiplication, addition, subtraction. My blood would run cold at the thought of division, and decimal points would put spots in my vision. But now I see math from a new point of view. This is my story. I swear it's all true. It was late on a Sunday and long past my bath. I'd waited all weekend to work on my math. I opened the book and my hands started shaking. My forehead was sweating. My stomach was aching. My vision went blurry. I wanted to run. If only, I cried, all this homework were done. The clock chimed a warning with 12 hollow tones. My spine began tingling. A chill froze my bones. Outside in the yard, lightning flashed with a boom. And a creature took shape in my shadowy room. His horns were bright red and his cape midnight black, and his pencil-y fingers tapped clickety-clack.
Boo-hoo!
Growled the monster.
I'm feeling your pain. This awful arithmetic's draining your brain. Say hasta luego to multiplication. Forget your subtraction. Go take a vacation. It's fast and it's painless and all guaranteed. Just sign on the line and you'll get what you need.
I signed as he sharpened his fingers and thumbs. He added the addends and figured their sums. He gave me my copy and raised one eyebrow.
Pay later?
He asked me.
Or settle up now?
Later, I answered. He laughed long and deep. In a flash, he was gone. And I went right to sleep. At school Monday morning, my homework was praised. The answers were perfect. My teacher, amazed. My problems were solved in more ways than one, and no one but me could say how it was done. I looked at my homework that night. Tons of graphing. I called for the monster. He couldn't stop laughing.
You kids of today are pathetic and lazy. Your minds are all mushy. Your morals are hazy.
He graphed all the points, then he figured my bill. I'll pay later, I said. And he growled,
Yes, you will.
The teacher looked over my work the next day. I couldn't believe it. She gave me an A. But then Mrs. Markov said,
Come to the board.
she wrote an equation. My temperature soared. My guts did a skydive. My knobby knees knocked. My classmates were giggling. The clock ticked and talked. I prayed I might vanish like some kind of ghost. The teacher was fuming. My hiney was toast. I called that old creep when I got home from school. You burned me, I told him. I felt like a fool. He rolled out my contract and showed the fine print.
Look here,
Said the monster.
you might need to squint. In paragraph 7 of clause 93, if you don't learn anything, do not blame me.
My blood began boiling. My cheeks turned bright red. Hit the road, take a hike, don't come back here, I said.
I'll go.
Snarled the monster.
There's just one more thing. Your bill comes to $64. Cha-ching.
I busted my bank and he snatched up my money. He counted and snickered. I asked, what's so funny?
Your total is lacking by $252. Your math needs improvement. But what else is new?
I tore up my room in the quest for more cash. 3 pennies plinked out when I dumped out the trash. Down deep in my dresser, I dug out a buck. 2 quarters turned up in a shoebox. What luck!
Woohoo!
I did some addition and added the stuff. Only $1.53. It wasn't enough.
Oh no!
How much would I need to complete the transaction? I picked up my pencil and did some subtraction. From $2.52 I took $1.53. Just 99 cents and I'd finally be free. Way down in the hamper, 8 nickels were shining. I fished out 6 dimes from my winter coat lining. My change came to 40 plus 60 cents more. My heart thumped and jumped as I totaled the score. All the money was there, with a penny to spare. I cheered and did cartwheels.
Woohoo!
I jumped in the air. He flipped me a penny and shredded my bill. He left snarling.
Call me. You know that you will.
My homework that night was on decimal places. I opened the book and made horrible faces. I pulled out some paper and worked problem 1 with the hint of a grin. Could it be? Was this fun? As I worked problem 2, I was starting to think, for the very first time, maybe math doesn't stink. Then, deep in the shadows, I sensed someone lurking. I knew who it was, so I kept right on working.
You need me.
He bellowed. He thundered and roared. But the louder he got, well, the more I ignored. And while I was carefully writing and thinking, I couldn't believe it. That monster was shrinking. The more I kept working, the smaller he got, till he shrank to the size of a wee little dot. I glanced at the guy, just a minuscule speck. Then I looked at my homework and said, what the heck? I scooped him right up. I can still see his face, and I dropped him right down in a decimal points place. the point in the middle of 7.9. I smushed him down flat, and he stuck there just fine. I finished my homework and climbed into bed, remembering something the monster had said. If you don't pay up front, you'll pay later instead. And though that old monster was far from a friend, and his service is one that I can't recommend, he did make a very good point in the end. How I Met My Monster. One night, when I reached under the bed for my truck, I found this note instead. From the office of Mr. Z, monsters, meet here for final test. Z. Ha! My parents were obviously trying to trick me into staying in bed. I didn't believe in monsters. So I crumpled the paper, grabbed my truck, and zipped over to my garage. I heard some creaking and rumbling, but I wasn't scared. Our house always made noises at night. But then a voice under the bed scolded,
Stop that stomach rumbling! The child will hear you.
Voices? Stomach rumbling? If this was part of my parents' trick, it was pretty cool. I peered into the inky blackness. 5 pairs of eyes blinked back.
See? Now he knows we're here.
The voice sighed.
One of you has broken monster rule number 1. Maintain the element of surprise.
This is no trick, I thought. There are monsters under my bed. A long-necked yellow monster slid out, followed by 4 little monsters.
Rule number 2.
The yellow one instructed.
Never block the bed. All of you, scoot over.
Hey, I realized, that one must be their teacher. I sat up straight, mesmerized by the monster parade shuffling across my bedroom.
That's better.
The teacher monster said.
Access to the bed is clear. Now, who knows rule number 3?
The purple monster teetered on his tiptoes and gurgled, Get the child into bed!
That's correct, Genghis. And how would you do that?
Well, Mr. Z, I would roar my scariest roar.
All right, give it a go.
Genghis took a deep breath, opened his mouths, and let out a tiny stomach rumbling would have a better chance of getting me into bed than that funny little noise, I laughed.
The child is right,
said Mr. Z, shaking his head.
That was not sufficiently scary. Genghis, I'm sorry. You are not the best monster for this child.
There was some creaking as Genghis slunk beneath the bed. Before I could investigate where Genghis had gone, Mr. Z asked,
Now, who wants to try to get the child into bed?
The orange monster looked at the ceiling, and the red monster looked at the floor. Only the green one looked at me. First, he stared at my toes and started drooling. Then he took a step toward me, and I heard that rumbling noise again. I sprang into bed so he couldn't get my feet. Mr. Z blinked.
Very unconventional, Gabe. Your stomach gurgles seem to be what this child needs.
What I needed was to make sure this little Gabe monster didn't eat my toes.
Right. You three. The child is now in bed.
Said Mr. Z.
As every monster knows, the ultimate objective is rule number 4. Who can tell me what that is?
The orange monster bounced and squeaked.
Keep the child in bed until it falls asleep.
Correct, Morgan. And how would you accomplish that?
Shadow puppets! Shadow puppets!
She squeaked again. Gabe whistled through his nose, and I snickered. But Mr. Z said,
Interesting idea. Try it.
Morgan hopped onto my night table and flailed her arms near my lamp. Silly shadows blobbed onto the wall, and a cloud of fluffy fur tickled my nose. Achoo!
Morgan, stop at once.
Mr. Z ordered.
You're supposed to scare him, not make him sneeze. I'm sorry, but you're not a match either.
Morgan's arms flopped to her sides, and she scuttled under my bed. There was some more creaking, and Morgan was gone. After all that sneezing, I really needed a tissue. Suddenly, a huge shadow of uncut claws loomed across my room. Awesome, I thought, and kind of scary. I froze in place.
Powerful performance, Gabe,
said Mr. Z.
But do either of you see a problem?
I know!
Chirped the red monster.
The child is out of bed again!
Correct, Abigail.
Mr. Z continued.
And one of you must get him back in. Let's revisit rule number 1. Maintain the element of surprise.
All at once, poof! The monsters vanished. Then I heard more rumbling. Were they hiding in my closet making noises to scare me? Ha! No, it was only my stomach grumbling. All this excitement was making me hungry. I tiptoed past the closet and peeked out the door. So far, so good. No monsters. Then I stepped over the squeaky stair and sneaked down to the kitchen. As I reached into the pantry, I heard some chattering behind me. I sure hoped it wasn't that toe-loving Gabe. I yanked open the fridge. Ha! It wasn't Gabe. It was just the red monster shivering on the shelf. Found you, I laughed.
Nice try, Abigail,
said Mr. Z.
But this isn't working. You're not the right monster for this child.
But Mr. Z,
she whined.
It's not my fault he's not scared of me.
I'm sorry, Abigail. Let's go.
Abigail clomped behind Mr. Z. When I heard the creaking, I knew she was gone. I grabbed some crackers and headed upstairs, wondering if Gabe was gone too. I munched all the way down the hall, then went into the bathroom to brush my teeth again. When I opened the door a minute later, Gabe was definitely not gone. He was right there, and he was huge. I charged into my room and slammed the door. When I leaped into bed, I knew my toes were safe. Phew! I was surprised to hear breathing under my bed. Ragged breathing. And stomach rumbling. "Hey, kid," Gabe growled. "Good to see ya." I pulled my covers up tight. "Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to start the evening with an ominous puddle of drool." I peeked over the edge of the bed. Green ooze spread soundlessly from underneath. Then the bed quivered as Gabe unfurled his spiked tail.
Well, this looks quite promising,
Mr. Z noted. When I heard some more creaking, I knew Mr. Z was gone. I was alone with Gabe. Gabe loomed over my bed and began sharpening his uncut claws on my bedpost. How did you get so big?" I gasped. "Rule number 5, my friend," he explained. "People food makes monsters grow. So thanks for the crackers. Got any toes I can munch?" I scrunched in my feet so Gabe couldn't get them. This was way better than playing with trucks. "No toes tonight, but you can have this," I offered, tossing a stuffed monster off the bed. Gabe dove for it. His soft, comforting snorts filled the room as he snuffled the toy. I shivered. "Kid, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." "No other monster can scare me like you," I giggled. Gabe was the monster for me. His snorts and ooze were perfect. I yawned, then shivered again. I was asleep in no time. Are you my monster? This is my monster.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm his monster.
He has sharp teeth, scratchy claws, and a long tail. He is green and brown. Will you help me find my monster? Are you my monster? You are green, but you do not have sharp teeth, scratchy claws, or a long tail. You are not my monster.
Well, no offense, kid, but that is certainly your loss. Toodaloo.
Are you my monster? You have scratchy claws and a long tail, but you have no teeth, and you are red. You are not my monster. Well, first of all, why would you ever want a monster with teeth? I don't think you quite thought that through, did you? But no, I am not your monster. Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth and scratchy claws, but you do not have a long tail. And you are blue. You are not my monster.
Well, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want a blue monster, kid. But yeah, I'm not your monster.
Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth, scratchy claws, and a long tail. But you are yellow and orange. You are not my monster. Now you listen here, kid. If I wanted to be your monster, I could be your monster, and you would be so lucky to have me as your monster. But don't you worry, kid. I am not your monster. Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth, but you have no claws. You have no tail, and you are purple. You are not my monster. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But yeah, you're right. I am not your monster. I am someone else's monster. But thank you. Thank you very much. Are you my monster? You have no teeth. You have no claws. You have no tail. And you are pink. Nothing matches. You are definitely not my monster.
I'm not your monster, but I want to be your friend. Do you think we could be friends?
Are you my monster? You have a long tail, but you do not have sharp teeth. You do not have scratchy claws, and you are yellow. You are not my monster either. Will I ever find my monster?
Hey, kid. Yeah, you're right. I'm definitely not your monster. But I could be, if you wanted me to be. Just let me know, okay? Anytime. Just pick up the phone. Give me a call. Okay. See you later. Okay, bye now.
Hey, buddy! Over here! Over here!
Are you my monster? You have sharp teeth. You have scratchy claws. You have a long tail. And you are green and brown. You are my monster.
You got that right, kid. I'm your monster.
I'm so glad I found you. Now I can go to sleep. Good night.
Good night, kid. Sleep tight. And don't worry, I won't let the bed bugs bite. Nighty-night.
Hey, that's my monster. Tonight, when I looked under the bed for my monster, I found this note instead.
So long, kid. Gotta go. Someone needs me more than you do. Gabe.
What? Gabe was my monster. Nobody needed him more than me. But someone sure did need a monster. My little sister Emma. Now that Emma slept in a toddler bed, she liked to climb out, roam the house, and play noisy games at night. I knew a monster would keep her in bed so she could fall asleep. But not my monster. I had to get Gabe back. I tiptoed across the hall to Emma's room. She wasn't even there. But Gabe was. I gulped, zoomed across the carpet, and leaped onto Emma's bed before Gabe could grab my toes. Gabe, I whispered, please go back to our room. I'll get Emma to sleep.
You?
He snorted.
You're gonna get her to sleep? Huh, that's a good one. But you know what? I like you, kid. So I'll give you 3 chances. If she's not asleep, I'll be back.
And Gabe was gone. Just then, Emma toddled into the room. She clearly needed a monster. Maybe she didn't know how to get one, but I did. Hey, Emma, I said. Let's play. Can you knock on the floor? Emma knocked with a dinosaur. It worked. I heard some creaking under Emma's bed. Then something sniffled. It squelched and dripped. So far, so good, I thought. This monster sounds scary enough for Emma. But Emma kept on playing. A slime-covered monster slid out. It oozed toward Emma. Icky! She laughed, wiping one of the monster's noses. Icky! Wipe! Emma wasn't scared at all. Excuse me, I said to the mucus monster. I didn't catch your name.
But Gabe is Agatha.
She said through stuffed noses.
Time for bed, Emma.
Emma giggled and wiped some more. I knew this wouldn't work. Thanks, Agatha. Nice try. But I think we need a monster with claws. Agatha snuffled. And then she was gone. Emma, I coaxed again. Knock, knock. She knocked on the floor, with a teapot this time. And I heard more creaking. Then a slippery tail slithered out from under the bed. The second monster rasped.
I'm Cynthia.
Much better, I thought, when I saw the jagged claws. Cynthia might be the perfect monster for Emma. But Emma blinked and said, Pretty! Then she decorated Cynthia's tail with bracelets.
Ugh.
Cynthia snarled.
I'm not here to play dress up. I'm here to scare you into bed.
Cynthia rattled louder, but Emma danced to the beat. I'm sorry, Cynthia, I said. This isn't going to work.
Well, I never.
She sniffed, and then she was gone.
Cynthia, come back!
Emma demanded, stomping on the floor. Excellent, I thought. Maybe that would summon the perfect monster for Emma. Tentacles swarmed from under the bed, and an icy voice called,
Who?
I shrank back in horror, but Emma was enchanted.
Who's out of bed?
The monster continued.
Come to Vladimir.
Emma high-fived one of the tentacles, and the third monster emerged. I already had doubts about this one, but he was my last chance. Vladimir, I asked, can you get Emma to sleep?
Yes,
He hissed, reaching for Emma.
I can get her.
Emma giggled and hopped over the tentacles like jump ropes. Oh no, I blurted. She's not supposed to be having fun. This'll never work. Vlad's tentacles drooped. He slunk under the bed. And he was gone. Sorry, Vlad, I called. Boy, was I sorry. I was about to lose Gabe forever. Now Emma was coloring and singing.
Blah, 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 Cynthia, yeah, yeah, Agatha.
Gabe must have heard her because he was back.
That's it, kid.
He grunted.
You had your 3 tries. Now it's my turn.
Gabe's green ooze sizzled across the floor as he growled.
Put the crayon down.
Emma peered at my hulking, sharp-clawed monster and said,
Fuzzy!
Hey, Gabe, I cheered. Emma isn't afraid of you.
What?
Gabe burst out from under the bed and loomed over Emma. Steam spurted from his ears.
Get into bed.
Gabe thundered. Emma hopped up, but she kept singing,
Fuzzy monster!
Gabe, I said, Emma's not scared enough to fall asleep. Please, let's go back to our room.
No can do, kid.
Gabe growled.
I may not be the perfect monster for Emma, but I'm the best so far. At least she's in bed now. I gotta stay here. You're on your own.
I knew Emma needed Gabe, but he was my monster. How was I ever going to get to sleep without him? Just then, we heard a tiny noise. Emma froze. Gabe and I peered under the bed.
Stella, what are you doing here?
Gabe asked.
Hi, Gabe.
Stella said, tugging on her tutu.
You forgot your snack. Mama thought you'd be hungry, so she sent this.
Who knew? Gabe had a little sister too. I thought Stella's hiccups were cute, but Emma obviously didn't. Stella sure noticed. She tiptoed closer, hiccuping with every step. From under her covers, Emma squeaked,
Shoo!
Shoe? Stella repeated.
Oh, shoo! That's where toes go. I love toes.
Stella crept toward Emma's feet. Emma squealed, scrunched in her feet and giggled.
No toes, no toes.
Gabe laughed.
Stella, it looks like you're the perfect monster for Emma. Now, if you don't mind, you can put her to bed while I get back to doing what I do best.
Stella nodded. I sighed with relief and switched off Emma's lamp. Then I ran to my room, leapt into bed, and scrunched in my feet so Gabe couldn't get them. I shivered happily. Emma had Stella. I had Gabe. Everything was back to normal. I shivered again. We'd all be asleep in no time. Thanks for watching.